but you don't have to. Next generation, it's on y'all.
Good morning.
Morning, Judge.
Happy winter.
Yeah, happy winter. Today's the solstice, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep.
So all those people complaining about we didn't get any snow, now it's winter. We can start looking for snow.
Yeah.
We got about an inch here today, last night.
Yeah, it rained here.
Guys got rain. Good morning, Stella. How are you?
Good morning, Judge Booley. I'm doing good.
Good. How was your weekend?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good morning, Andrew.
Morning, Estella. How are you?
Very good.
So have you heard the term that your head in the clouds?
Yes.
So last night I was driving around out in the country and I was looking for the Christmas star. And I had an eye on it, and so I was looking at it. So I pulled over the side on the side road and I parked there. And I'm looking at it, and this car pulls up behind me, and it's like it's just sitting there. And I was like, "What are you doing?" And this
Yeah.
lady pulls up next to me, and she says, "Do you see the accident?" I said, "What accident?" And over there on my right side, there's a car in the ditch, and it was still smoldering. That's
Oh,
how
my
much the
goodness.
accident was. It's like literally my head was in the clouds.
Yeah.
There was nobody in the car. So we figured that the guy got out, or the person got out of the car and walked to a house.
Oh, okay. Okay. I just got an email saying that Carmen tried joining the hearing from the 18th. So so hopefully she'll realize that she's got to join the link for today.
Still, you want to give her a call and let her know that?
Yep, I can do that, Judge.
Appreciate that.
Oh, here she comes.
Okay, she's coming.
Alrighty.
Good morning, Carmen.
Good morning.
Okay. So Andrew, where are Leah and Ashley?
Leah will not be able to join us until after probably 10:30 or so. She had an appointment this morning. And Ashley, I say we could give it maybe another few minutes, and if she doesn't join us, then I think she'll join us when she can.
All right. We can wait a little bit.
All right. So were you convinced that you found the star you were looking for?
Oh yeah, I knew that. I got that. I'm just not convinced that it was kind of a film cloud, so you couldn't see it real clear.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if I couldn't see Jupiter. I could see Saturn all right, but I couldn't see Jupiter. That place when I was out in the country that's just an awesome place to go on a clear night because you can see the constellations real clear up there.
Mm-hmm.
And which is a good time to go out and look at that. There's lots of constellations to see. Carmen, do you have anyone appearing with you today?
I do. I was able to get a hold of Crystal. I did not get a response from anybody else that I had attempted to contact.
All right. I think we should start now.
Okay.
Okay, Stella, read the case, please.
The case today is in the interest of the St. Croix tribe versus Carmen Bugg, case number 20-CV-201. Presiding today is the Honorable Judge Stephen Booley. The appearances for the record, Your Honor, are Tribal Attorney Andrew Adams and Defendant Carmen Bugg.
All right, I'm calling the court to order. We're in a trial. This is the third day of the trial. The tribe has presented their case. They have rested. So Ms. Bugg's opportunity to present her case. She had indicated that she was going to try to secure witnesses to testify on her behalf. But that becomes her decision at this particular point in time. Ms. Bugg, are you prepared to proceed? Ms. Bugg, are you prepared to proceed?
Yeah.
Okay, it's your floor, your case.
Okay. Now at this time, you'll have to help me a little bit here. Where did we end off and what exactly were we doing?
It's your time to explain to the court through witnesses or your testimony or any evidence that you may have to present to the court about what your side of the story is.
Okay. And is Crystal on here?
Does she have the information on how to
Yes.
come on?
Yes.
Okay, I'll get her on.
Yeah, Carmen, it's just presently the four of us. Crystal is not a participant in this. She hasn't signed on.
Okay. Well, she should be coming on within shortly. She did message me that she does know that it's at 9, so she was going to be available. I think when we left off last week, if I remember right, and it's kind of hard because it's over the weekend. Many people don't answer on weekends, that is their time. So I was at a little disadvantage there, not having people respond to me. I guess I can't give an opinion as to why they didn't. I did contact them, but is this where I'm supposed to talk for myself here? Because I don't want to say something to get out of order and be told I'm in contempt or anything. So is this where I'm going to be talking?
Ms. Bugg, this is your opportunity to present your side of the story. As
Okay.
indicated earlier, Ms. Attorney Adams has explained the tribe side of the story. Now it's your turn to respond.
Okay.
So Carmen, do you want me to display your exhibits on the screen so you can walk through those?
Yes. that we could start there.
Thank you, Attorney Adams, for doing that.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. Okay, and this one here. Oh, that's not mine. In the beginning, when I had taken and first started this, or had to respond, I did some checking and, normally when you go into a court, that's why I thought this was relevant to this case because, when someone accuses you, they have the burden of proof, I'm told. And, having to respond without really having, much, you want to say a attorney who knows exactly how things are supposed to be going. In the beginning, I went through most of that alone, was able to secure an attorney. And then, of course, it turned out that I didn't have the money to make their installments, so I could not do that, and we had to part ways. I just wanted to mention that, the court, this is a little thing about the tribe, and in there I found stuff, that says that, people, the court should be able to provide some type of relief to that person. And, everywhere I turned, even though it's not the court's responsibility to exactly find me that attorney, I think that they should have had some responsibility to, even like with public defenders. So, that's why I included this in my exhibit back then. We practice, the courts is practicing just like a courts in the outside world. So, they should probably, get up to speed with the way that all courts work. So that was why I had included this exhibit. It also at the bottom, it also talks about the, some of the projects that we were talking about. This was right on the page of the clinic, and it talks about the I can't say that word right now. I'm just, it's been a while since I've listened to that, or had to try to read up or learn on any of that stuff. But, I was a part of something that was going to be good for the tribe. And if the tribe didn't believe in it, I can't see why they would start putting information out on their page. We had a whole thing put together. I don't know how far it went. That would be something that our legal department would have done. But we had a fact sheet put together that the way things would be run. And, that was the focus for the whole council. I know I can't speak for them, but for myself, putting things in order to make sure that things were done appropriately back then, especially with the hemp and the cannabidiol, treatments that many of our people were seeing back then with the cancer, and how it alleviates things. And that was something I was a part of, and I'm very proud of that. So I wanted that to be in there because we had a whole fact sheet put together of how things would have went. So I was busy with that a lot of the time. Could we move on to the next one?
So Carmen, are you going to ask the court to accept this onto the record?
Yes, I'm asking the court.
Yeah. So each one you gotta ask the judge to accept.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
the exhibit onto the record.
Okay. Then I ask your honor to please include this in all of my pages to the record.
Attorney Adams?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay, Exhibit A is accepted as evidence on behalf of the defendant without objection.
again, this is that fact sheet that I couldn't find because I gave it to the attorney, and it's Exhibit B. I would ask that that be added to the record because it kind of tells a little bit of how things were being organized, what what was going on back then. I would ask that you add that to my record.
I would ask you, Ms. Bugg, to explain a little bit about what this page is telling me.
Well, if you have had the chance to look at it, it talks about the different ways that, we were going to try to put procedures into the tribe. For many, many years, there really hasn't been any type of strict type of procedure within records or some kind of things in the finance department. So this was a way to show that we were really trying to put things into place to where they would be clear and concise. Example, I asked at one point if we had a timeline within the legal department, and if we could actually, if someone had at their fingertips that, looking back and when people were getting their monies or something, we asked or if they had to go to court, taxes or something like that. We had asked if when did the per capita change? There was a point in time that it had increased and then it had decreased, but not even the tribe knew that timeline. Yeah, but it just kind of tells. Pardon?
Is that information?
No, that is not in that fact sheet, but it shows that we were trying to put this kind of stuff into order. It was a long road to go. It just shows that we were trying to put stuff into order. I was a part of that, of a lot of things that it was happening, that didn't have order to it.
What is the date?
I would just ask that be included in the record.
What is the date of this document?
I don't see it. I didn't see a date, but I don't have control over that in front of me.
Your Honor, the tribe doesn't have any objection, to Exhibit B, but would want it limited to. The document speaks for itself, Your Honor. It's a fact sheet concerning the tribe's cannabis business, and the tribe has no objection to it being entered on the record for an explanation of that, but not for an explanation concerning, any other matters that it doesn't speak to.
Hey, Ms. Bugg, did you hear that?
Yes.
And that light, the court's going to accept this document as evidence, Exhibit B, defendant's Exhibit B, without objection.
May I say something?
It's your floor.
I just got a message. Crystal Peterson is waiting to get in. Is there a chance? She has a sick family right now. Is it possible that we could discuss that severance check that we were doing last week? That was one of the things I thought that I needed to have some clarification on.
If you want to change your spot in the order and you want Ms. Peterson to take the stand right now, we can do that.
Yes, I would like to do that and then come back to my exhibits, please. It's just that she has both of her, a few family members that are not feeling so well.
Okay with that.
Thank you.
Good morning, Ms. Peterson.
Good morning.
So Ms. Bugg, are you calling Ms. Peterson to the stand right
I'm
now?
calling Miss Peterson, yes.
Okay. So can
Good
you
morning,
swear her in,
Crystal.
please?
Good morning.
Good morning, Crystal. I wanted to have you come in here
She's got to,
today and
Hold on,
Carmen?
Carmen.
Estella needs to swear her in first.
I'm sorry, yes.
Good morning, Crystal.
Good morning.
Can you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's okay.
Can you state your full name, please?
Crystal Peterson?
Okay. Okay, Carmen, this is your witness now.
Yes, I would like to call attention to the severance checks that the outgoing council received in June of 2017. Can you put that check up, Andrew, so she could see it?
yeah, just hold on. Okay, is this the one that you're talking about?
Yes, that is the check.
Okay.
This is
This is the check.
Attorney Adams, what exhibit is this?
This is the tribe's exhibit number 37, Your Honor.
Okay. Sorry, Ms. Bugg, I wanted to make sure I had that right.
Yes. May I go now?
Go ahead.
Okay. Crystal, I just wanted to bring your attention to this check. It is dated 6/7 of 17. And that was in fact, June, was that when our elections happened, do you recall?
Yes.
Yes. And do you recall if I, how I did in that election?
You were voted out.
Thank you. And did we, in the beginning, discuss a severance package? Should
Yes,
that,
we-
and did we vote on that?
Yes, I believe there was a resolution done on that.
Okay. And do you recall who were the persons who received this severance check?
You, Carmen Bugg, and Stuart Bearhart.
Thank you. And I would also like to ask if, when I know that, I don't recall how the checks were brought up or anything like that. But I know that Mr. Bearhart and I were the only ones who received these because we were deseated. Did we really have any control over when those checks came, when that check came from Turtle Lake, I guess?
No.
Okay, thank you. Those are really the only questions that I have. I just wanted Crystal to verify that these were the severance package or the severance pay stuff. I have no further questions for Crystal.
Okay, Attorney Adams now has the opportunity to cross-examine the witness.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Ms. Peterson.
Good morning.
So Ms. Peterson, just so I get this like correct in my mind, is do you know, so you stated that Mr. Bearhart and Ms. Bugg each received one of these checks because they lost their seats?
It is a severance package that we voted on, and I can't remember the date when we did that.
Okay. But so Ms. Peterson, according to like a calendar, the election, the tribal council election in 2017 actually occurred on Saturday, June 10th of 2017. So do you have any explanation or reason why Ms. Bugg's severance check was cut before the actual election?
No, I do not.
Does that strike you as being I mean, does it surprise you that her check was cut before the election results were even finalized?
Yes.
Okay. And so Ms. Peterson, I believe this is the resolution that Ms. Bugg and you were referring to that was passed in 2015 that essentially provided the authority by which a severance check could be cut to an outgoing council member. Do you recall this resolution?
I do not.
Okay. Were you a tribal council member
Yes,
in November of 2015?
Yes, I was.
Okay. And so the certification states that all 5 of the tribal council members were present at the meeting, that it was a duly called and convened meeting on November 9th, and that all 5 of the council members voted in favor of the severance program. So would it be, hello, Ms. Peterson?
Yep, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. So
I'm here.
would it be fair to say, based on this certification and the fact that you were on council at the time, that you voted in favor of this resolution?
Yes.
Okay. And so, Ms. Peterson, does the resolution accurately reflect your understanding of like what an outgoing council member would be entitled to? Because my understanding of it is that it says that the council approves compensation for 6 months after the expiration of an outgoing council member's office at a rate of $2,000 per month. So a council member at the most would be eligible for $12,000, correct?
I'm reading that. Yes.
Okay. And Miss Bugg's check was for $15,000. So would you agree that her check does not, it doesn't comport, or it doesn't follow the resolution?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
So based on the fact that the resolution states that an outgoing council member could be eligible for a total amount of $12,000, but Miss Bugg's check is for $15,000, doesn't that make it inconsistent with what the resolution stated?
The resolution does say that 12,000 is what they were supposed to get for compensation. So why it says 15, I do not know.
Okay, thank you. And then Ms. Peterson, was it also your understanding that if the outgoing council member, the be it further resolved states that an outgoing council member, if they earn income through employment with the St. Croix tribal government or another tribal enterprise, then the amount of the weekly gross income derived from that employment with the St. Croix tribal government or St. Croix tribal enterprise will be deducted from the $2,000 per month of severance in the 6-month period following expiration of office. So do you recall that the resolution that you voted for had this provision that essentially said if you got hired by the tribe, then after you were voted off of office, that you essentially that these funds had to be deducted from the $2,000 that you would be eligible for?
Correct.
Okay. So Ms. Peterson, did you win your tribal council election in 2017?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so do you recall if Miss Peterson, I'm sorry, not Miss Peterson, do you recall if Miss Bugg was hired by the tribe after she lost her council seat in 2017?
I don't recall.
Okay.
Come on, baby.
So Miss Peterson, this document, are you familiar with this type of form?
Yes, I am.
Okay, can you explain to me what this type of form is?
It is a personal action form for our Human Resources Department for hiring an employee.
Okay. And a personal action form could also be used to document when someone leaves employment with the tribe, correct?
Correct.
Right. Okay. So with this document, we've got Miss Bugg's name at the top, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And under the status change, it says that her current position as tribal council member, that the position ended July 7th of 2017, and that she had some vacation due, and it looked like that was going to be processed. And I would assume that the termination is effective on July 7th, because that would have been when the contest period for the election expired, and like a new council member that took Miss Bugg's place would have been sworn in. Is that kind of a general understanding? Is that consistent with like your general understanding of when a council member's term would be memorialized like this?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Sorry. Stop it. Come here.
So Miss Peterson, this next document, this is, again, you would agree that this is a personal action form related to that the St. Croix HR department would use?
Yes.
Okay, and this has Carmen Bugg's name at the top?
Yes.
Okay, and Miss Peterson, can you confirm that this states that Miss Bugg is going to be the enrollment director at a rate of pay of $25 with like a weekly schedule of 32 hours per week?
Yes.
And it's got a number of dates that are written on it. So there's July 17th, but that is scratched out. It looks like a week later, there's a July 24th, then to payroll a week after that, which is July 31st. It states that there's no probationary period due to transfer, and that PTO accumulates at the present rate. And it's signed by a number of people here at the bottom. So Miss Peterson, would this indicate to you that Miss Bugg was hired as back in the enrollment department pretty, like within July of 2017, after she had lost her council seat?
Yes.
Okay, Your Honor, I would ask that the court accept onto the record these two documents, which are rebuttal exhibits, and they can be labeled, I think the tribe's exhibit numbers left off at, I believe 43. So this could be exhibit 44 and 45. But Your Honor, I'm offering them as a rebuttal to show to the court that Miss Bugg, that the $15,000 check that is marked as exhibit 37 by the tribe, that this in fact is not a severance check because it was cut before the election. It is cut for more than the amount that the resolution allows for, and that Miss Bugg was hired in the same month that her loss of her election seat was confirmed by the tribe, and for the proposition that Miss Bugg was on total notice that she was not entitled to a $15,000 severance payment by the tribe. If she was entitled to anything, it was far less than 15,000.
Okay, Ms. Bugg,
Yes,
First of all,
I
the
don't know
motion-
why that,
Carmen,
yes,
the first question to you is, do you have an objection to the personal action form that your last day of work was July 7th? Do you have an objection to that document being admitted as evidence?
hang on a minute, please. Can you, let me turn my thing up a little bit. Okay, you were cutting out there.
Okay, the first motion to the court is that we accept this particular personal action form that says that you were terminated as of July 7th, 2017. Do you have an objection to that being accepted as evidence?
Well, yes, I object because I can't remember that date. I know that I was not in that office
You see this
after
document?
losing my seat.
You see this document?
Yes, I can see that, but there is a, they don't do these for, I don't know how they're, I want to say, I don't know how they, what the order of these have done, or how they do them. If, I don't think one has ever been done this quickly. I object because I know I was not in that office handling business during that time. I think that this just says that date because, that probably is how it has been for a long time. I mean, for years and years, they probably did this like that. I see that Deb Wolf has signed for the chairman at that time. I don't see any other council signatures on there.
I'm not understanding your objection, Ms. Bugg.
Well, I don't see that it was signed by all the council. There's only one signature on there, and that's Lewis Taylor, but that's our Lewis, I believe that's our chairman. I'm not sure if that's our chairman, but I don't see any council signatures on there.
Miss Bugg, do you see other signatures on the PAF?
Well, yes, I see Jackie and Kelly, but I don't see any of the council members approving this.
Yes, hot.
This-
Hot.
Yes.
Attorney Adams, you have a comment?
I do have a comment, Your Honor, that Miss Bugg, what position did Jackie have at the time?
I really can't recall what position Jackie had. I know that at one point she had just started because the lady who had been there for years, had taken a break. So I really can't recall.
Miss
I
Peterson?
mean, I don't really know how HR runs. So, I wouldn't have been back there to, to know exactly how things are handled.
Miss Peterson.
But I see it
Yes.
Excuse me, go ahead.
Miss Peterson, at this time, what position did Jackie have with the tribe?
I believe she was the interim HR director.
Okay, and what position did Kelly have?
She was the benefits director.
Okay, so Miss Peterson, it would be fair to say that Kelly and Jackie were were directors, you know, for the tribe, officials of the tribe, and they're signing this document to memorialize this change.
Correct.
Your Honor, I take the standpoint this is a business document of the tribe, and Miss Bugg has not offered up any credible objection based on authentication or foundation that would prevent the court from accepting this on the record.
Can you scroll that to the top, Andrew?
And actually in the obverse, Your Honor, we have Ms. Peterson, who was a seated council member at the time and confirmed the positions that these people held.
Would you scroll that to the top, Andrew? Thank you.
Okay, it's an accepted fact testified to by Ms. Peterson and Ms. Bugg. You have stated several times that you were not reelected in 2017. And this is just a document that explains that that's what happened. If Ms. Bugg, you want to argue about the date that you were actually released, you can do that. But I'm going to accept this document as evidence, as Exhibit 44. And it's a rebuttal exhibit. So the second question to you, Ms. Peterson, is the tribe's Exhibit 45, which says that you got hired back to the tribe. I'm not sure of the date. It could be the 24th or the 17th, and it could possibly be the 31st of July. You have an objection to this document being admitted as evidence.
Are you talking to me?
Okay, Ms. Bugg, there's another document that was put before the court as a rebuttal evidence by the tribe. It indicates that you were hired back, and I'm not sure of the date, either July 17th, July 24th, or July 31st. Do you have any problems with this being accepted as evidence?
Yeah, well, yes, I object because I don't believe these dates are correct. I know that the new person who came in would not approve me going back into the enrollment department. I do not believe this is correct. I know that they do have like different dates on here. I don't believe I was hired back that quick because, you know, I do remember talking with Louis, and he kept telling me, no, she said no, nope, she said no. So I don't know. You know, I don't really think it's correct. I see it in front of me, but I don't believe that it is correct. So I still object because I didn't know that. I mean, if PAFs are a public document, then, you know, for any company, I don't believe that's correct. You can't just label it a business document so you can put it in somewhere. Normally PAFs have a lot of confidential information, and my rate of pay is on there. That's always a problem, but so I don't believe it should be a public document. Anytime you ask to see a PAF, you know that you're not allowed to see them. So I don't know how, when you're in there or when you're getting hired, they say those are they're carried in folders, so nobody can see them. And then here, we're saying in court that a PAF is a public document, so it could be added to a record. I don't.
Your Honor, just to be clear, I never said that it was a public document. I said that it was a business document of the tribe.
Document.
And it is a business document of the tribe. It's been signed by officials of the tribe. And in litigation, Your Honor, the tribe can offer up business documents to prove its points. There is no privacy violations within this document, Your Honor. It doesn't have Ms. Bugg's address. It doesn't have her social security number, her date of birth. It doesn't have any of that information. All it has is her rate of pay, her position, and that she had an employment change with the tribe to show that she was on the payroll for the tribe starting on the 24th. So unless Miss Bugg can produce a witness to contradict this document, it's her word against the document.
Ms. Bugg, do you have a comment?
Well, I wasn't able to get anybody to, of course, it was the weekend, so that was kind of a hard thing for me. That was a hardship. The only one I was able to get a hold of was Crystal. So, I probably can't get a hold of anybody else.
Miss Peterson, do you have any information that could contradict this document? You're on mute, Miss Peterson.
Sorry, no, I do not.
All right, the question to me is, should this document be entered as evidence? It appears to be a valid document to me. I'll give Ms. Bugg the opportunity to rebut this, but I'm going to accept it as evidence. Now I do have noted that this is an objection. She's objecting to this.
No, I can't concentrate
Since
when
she came
somebody
back to
else
work
is
that
here.
soon, but there is a written document that says she came back sometime in here, even as late as August 1st. So I'm accepting this as evidence. So Mr. Attorney Adams, Ms. Peterson is still your witness.
Your Honor, I don't have any further questions for Miss Peterson.
I have a couple questions for you, Ms. Peterson.
Okay.
Are you on the council now?
No, I am not.
When were you voted off the council, or did you just stop, not want to run anymore?
I was voted off.
Okay, we're talking about a severance package. Did you get the severance package?
No, I did not.
Why is that?
I do not know.
Okay, the check that we're talking about here, the severance check for Ms. Bugg, that was for the year 2017. When was the next election after that?
The 2019.
Okay. Had the council taken any action since 2015 when that resolution was enacted to the time that you were voted off the council for getting a severance package?
Not that I am aware.
All right.
I have one question for Crystal.
Not yet. When you were on the council, what position did you have?
I was the vice chair.
Okay. As the vice chair, did you work in the office?
Yes, I did.
How many hours a week?
40.
Where is your office in relation to the enrollment office?
It is in the same building.
Okay. After Ms. Bugg was voted out of office, do you recall when you started seeing her around the office again?
No, I do not, Your Honor.
Was it that summer?
I cannot remember at all.
Right. Okay, Ms. Bugg, if you have any questions for Ms. Peterson, you can still ask.
Yes, just 1 minute, please. I had a train of thought. Now I lost it listening to you. Crystal, do you recall that when I was voted out that, I do remember a few times attempting to want employment, and then I was, it was always told that it was, the holdup was, it was Susan, because she didn't want me in the building.
I don't recall.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's all the questions I have.
I have one more
Thank you for
question.
appearing for me,
I
Crystal.
have one more follow-up. Ms. Peterson,
Yes.
when Ms. Bugg was voted out of the office, who was the chairman?
I believe it was still Lewis Taylor.
Okay, so in 2017, and this is my question as direct as I can get it, in 2017, the year that Carmen was voted out of the office, as I understand it, St. Croix, the council members decide who the chairman is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so who became the chairman in 2017 then?
If I remember it correctly, it was Lewis Taylor was the chairman.
Okay, right, thank you. Attorney Adams, do you have any other questions for Ms. Peterson?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Peterson, thank you for your time. You can go.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Crystal.
You're welcome.
Give me a second. Okay.
I do have a comment when I'm able to.
Okay, the witness has now gone and we're back where we were before. At that particular point in time where we left, as you were about to explain exhibit C, defendant's exhibit C to the court. And if you want to make any other comments about whatever, now's the time to do that.
Okay, yes, I would like to comment about the discussion we just had with Crystal. And refer back to the fact that Andrew had talked about that it, can you pull that up, Andrew, so I can see it? That resolution for the severance pay? Can you go down to the part you explained about where it said, okay, that it said if it should be, where is the part where it said it should be, anything should be taken back from you if you allegedly gained employment? That you were explaining that part?
It's in that be it further resolved part of the.
Okay. you know, and I do want, and that's why I object, because I was given this check for severance, okay? Now, I had never seen this document before, so I really wasn't aware that that stuff was in there. But also, I want to point out the fact that I was not in control of anything there. So if in fact that had allegedly happened, I would think that the tribe would have procedures to, you know, to gain that money back, you know. That is their oversight, that they are not watching this kind of stuff and alerting them that, okay, you received a severance package for so certain amount of time, and allegedly here it says that I got hired back within days, and then the tribe should have the responsibility of gaining that back, but nobody ever said anything to me. Nobody ever deducted anything from my paycheck. Why?
Your Honor, I'm gonna
That's not on
object.
my control.
I'm gonna
Please don't interrupt me, Andrew. So that is not under
Hold
my
on,
control
Ms.
to do that.
If Attorney Adams has an objection, you can register that anytime.
Your Honor, I'm gonna object. The witness is totally contradicting her previous testimony. She testified to the fact that she voted in favor of this and she was in favor of this resolution. She just stated on the record that she had never seen this before.
Yes, I had said that.
So, Your Honor, I would object to this. This is not relevant, Your Honor. She's totally impeaching herself. She's contradicting herself. Your Honor, what this boils down to is that Miss Bugg was on actual notice that $15,000 check was not a severance payment because it did not follow this resolution, and she accepted it despite that fact, and is now conveniently saying that it was severance. And on top of that, she's impeaching herself right now, Your Honor.
May I speak?
Go ahead.
Okay. When you first asked me about this 3 days ago or whatever it was, I had told you I had not seen this document. Yes, I voted on it, but I did not see the document and what all was in it. And you said you understood that, or I was mentioned that as a comment. Yes, I voted on it. I voted on a severance package, but I did not know exactly what it says. And I cannot be, I don't know who wrote this up. Legal obviously had to have written it up at that time, whoever was the legal department, but.
Your Honor, I would ask that the court move on. This testimony is not getting us anywhere.
I think we spent enough time on this particular topic. We can move on to Exhibit C.
Okay.
Exhibit C.
Okay, again, this exhibit just shows, it just shows how we were trying to make changes and put things into place that were correctly. And that's why I included this. It has a lot of order to it, how things would happen. And, that was our intention. That was my intention. My part to make sure that things were done correctly. We've always had a conversation about how records are wrong and everything within the tribe. And it was the beginning to make sure that things were were actually in an orderly fashion.
Your Honor, the tribe has no objection to Exhibit C being admitted on the record.
Thank you.
So I have a question. Has this been adopted by the council?
Yeah, I believe this was adopted by the council, Your Honor. I don't believe that Miss Bugg has the, you know, the authorizing and adopting resolution that corresponds with this, but the tribe is fine with, you know, the court taking judicial notice that, you know, that this tribal code was adopted by the tribal council.
Okay, defendants exhibit C, the St. Croix medical cannabis
Control ordinance.
control ordinance is hereby accepted as evidence. Ms. Bugg?
Yes, this is also, I'm trying to recall what this is. Okay, this is a press release, is it? I just, you know, I asked that this be added because, you know, this, I believe, I'm not really sure that this is a press release, and it just tells about all the things that we were trying to do back then, the order that we were trying to put into programs, all programs across the tribe.
No objection, Your Honor.
Thank you, Andrew.
Accepted as evidence without objection.
Okay, this is a conversation between myself and Jeff. You know, I was quite surprised when I first heard about that, and I wasn't getting any answers. I had actually talked with, you know, how you hear rumors when you hear rumors and stuff, and, you know, I wasn't getting any answers. I had taken in, you know, I'm not sure of when I had tried to ask, but because ask about this, what was happening, I had heard rumors. So finally I had texted the previous attorney, and I was quite shocked that, you know, things were going in the direction that they did. And, you know, I had talked about all of the bonuses that they had given us. And this was Jeff's response to the bonuses. You know, he was the past legal counsel there.
Your Honor, I'm gonna object. Ms. Bugg, she can't adequately lay the foundation for this document because we need Mr. Cormel to authenticate it.
But it was a conversation that I had with him, and he's stating there that, you know, no one knew where any of that was coming
Your
from.
Honor, I'm gonna continue to object. The court has no assurance that that this is an authentic document, and the only way that you can do that is you need the other participant in that conversation to authenticate that this is a true and correct copy that memorializes that conversation.
So the court's going to sustain this objection. Ms. Bugg, what the deal is here is that you're attempting to introduce as evidence is a conversation with another party.
But, Your Honor,
Hold on. There's a name up there. It says Jeff Cormel. There's nothing here that says that it couldn't have been someone else on the other side of that. So as Mr. Attorney Adams has indicated, you would need Mr. Cormel here to authenticate this. Since he's not here at this particular point in time, the court is going to sustain Attorney Adams' objection, and I'm not going to accept Exhibit E as evidence.
May I say one thing, Your Honor?
I'm listening.
That is a public document. It's from Facebook. That's where Messenger comes from. People put their stuff out there, and it's Facebook. As you can clearly see, there's a picture of that name in there with his wife, and
Your Honor, I'm gonna
Facebook is a
continue to
public
object.
document.
I'm going to continue to object. Carmen, Miss Bugg's name isn't on this document. There is no way to show outside of her testimony that this even is a conversation that she participated in. So I'm additionally going to object based on hearsay.
I can bring my cell phone up there.
The only way, Your Honor, that this document can be authenticated is if Miss Bugg were to produce Mr. Cormel to authenticate this document.
Ms. Bugg, I'm going to explain it to you again. I understand what you're trying to do. Please back it up.
I can bring my cell phone up to the courthouse.
Ms. Bugg, one thing at a time. Right now, we're
Okay.
dealing with this.
Yep.
There's a document put before me that you want me to accept as evidence. And what I'm telling you is that unless I have the other party who's on the other side of that conversation telling me that that's them, I'm not going on a Facebook, although arguably it's public, but there's no way I can know that that's that person. So in that light, I'm not going to allow this as evidence. So move
Well, I
on,
still
please.
object. That's not fair.
Move on, please.
Okay, and this check, I thought that this check hadn't been cashed, or it was cashed late, because I had taken and went on the trip to Honolulu. I'm on tribal business. I know these were some of the times when we went to meet with the senator, as he invited us out. It just goes to show that I didn't have an intention to, that was one of the last things that was on my mind. I mean, it was more about getting the task at hand taken care of. I wasn't, at that time, I was a council member and I was being paid, so I was able to, if something wasn't, if I didn't receive funds right away, then it really wasn't too bad of a problem because I was still able to go. But because I made that trip for to take care of the business, I thought that it should have been, I should have been allowed that.
Your Honor, I'm going to object. The court has already accepted Tribes Exhibit 16, which is the same exact check. And we have shown to the court that this check was debited from the tribe's account.
On what date, Andrew?
So Carmen,
Hold on. The testimony that I just heard is that this now is not being shown that the check wasn't debited from the account, but it's showing that Ms. Bugg went to Honolulu on business. And she, if I heard her right, she accepted the fact that she now recognizes that the check was cashed. So she's using it to show that sometimes she went on trips and she may not have cashed a check right away. So in that light, I'm going to accept the document. Let's move on.
Thank you.
But Your Honor, she testified that this was an uncashed check. She introduced this document for the proposition that she never cashed it.
I thought I heard her say that she recognized though that it was cashed.
Yes, I did say that.
She indicated
After
that
I see.
initially, when she first introduced this document, she said initially she thought she did not cash it, but then she said she realizes that it was cashed. So she's not saying that this check was never cashed.
We can move on, Your Honor.
Let's move on.
And this, this thing that I had submitted, I don't recall how, I think I received it in the mail. I'm not really sure. I'm not contesting that, that anything happened with this. The only thing I want to show with this is that, this happened back in 2015 when I was when I was first seated. And, I didn't have any knowledge of these things being
Objection, Your Honor.
done.
The document is not relevant. The witness has not established to the court how this document is relevant to her case.
Well, it is relevant because I was actually a council member and I didn't even know this type of stuff was happening. You keep saying, Andrew, that I had intention. I didn't even know about the business that was happening at the St. Croix Casino or how they do things. This just shows that I didn't.
Your Honor, I'm going to object because in May, at least the date of this, the date of this email, Ms. Bugg was not on council. This was a month before the council elections in 2015. So how is this relevant?
Well, because it shows. I mean, I did not have any control over anything. Yes. But this just shows how council does not have any, much knowledge of what happens within the casino, the way those executives are supposed to be doing things. That's merely all I was trying to show with that, as you'll see in the next exhibits too.
Okay, well, let's stay here for a minute. The objection is on relevance. And we're talking about something that was cut, if I'm reading this right, on May 6, 2015, and that's before you were on the council, is that correct?
Yes.
So why is this relevant?
May, June. Well, because it just shows how things are down there. I didn't have any, wouldn't you think if I knew any knowledge that when I was seated, I would have questioned how things are done since I'm being accused that I cut checks or I did this and that, wouldn't I? I still didn't know what was going on in the casino in the beginning.
I don't know how this document shows that.
Because it's dated at the beginning of my first being seated.
Are you telling me that, are you now telling us that date is wrong?
Well, no, I'm not saying that date is wrong, but yes, that was like what, May, June, like a month before I was seated. But what I'm trying to say is that I didn't know the way things worked down there from the beginning of my being seated at the casino. I do not go down there and I do not, I do not make checks. I do not sign things, that is, council does not have direct relations to the casino like that. So, and as you will see, this is just the first document, but as you move through the documents,
Let's stay there.
yes.
Let's go back to where we were, please. Okay. So if I'm hearing you right, Mr. Attorney Adams, you're objecting to this document being entered as evidence.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm objecting to this document being admitted onto the record based on relevancy
Okay.
and foundation.
There seems to be more to this document. I want to see the rest of it.
Okay. Yep.
Is this part of that document? No, this is different, no, right?
This is part of Miss Bugg's Exhibit G.
Okay, Ms. Bug, how does this fit into the equation?
This
Yes,
next
ma'am.
one,
Yeah,
okay. This one is dated 8/11 of 2015. I was seated. This is for a youth powwow. Again, I didn't know that this type of thing happens. You reflect back to the, to the ordinance or whatever, what the NOV is saying. This came from the same, checking account then, EDC, and, I think that, they shouldn't be doing,
I'm
that type of,
gonna object, Your Honor, this on relevancy. How is this relevant?
because it's something else that's being taken out of the same thing that you're accusing me of from, but it's okay here, but when they give you something for travel, you're saying that's, or you're, so this type of same thing. And again, I didn't know. It just shows that I didn't know. That's how it's relevant. And then the same one, $350 out of the EDC account.
I'm gonna continue my
okay, so
objection.
the question I have.
Well, I
have
don't think
not-
it's funny, Andrew.
Ms. Bug, the question I have is the same line as what Attorney Adams is saying, is that how is this relevant?
Well,
Because,
because it shows that I did not have control over what was happening in the casino. And this is when I was first seated.
Your Honor, all these documents show is that an individual received a check for a youth powwow.
From the EDC board. And the NOV said that this is illegal. That's what I'm getting out of what you were saying.
No, I would object, Your Honor. The NOV does not say that donations to a youth powwow are illegal.
yeah, and that's the connection. I'm not making that connection. So I'm not really tracking with you on this, Ms. Bug, because the tribe not indicating that any of this that you shown to me was illegal. I'm not sure where that first document was, what the purpose of that is. I cannot.
Well, the point I was
You
trying to
listen
make
to me,
is,
please.
yes,
Do not talk over me, all right? All right. Now you're showing me a couple checks with the thought that how much more is left to this particular exhibit? Okay, so that's a third check. Here's a fourth check. Here's a fifth check. Are these all part of Exhibit G?
Yes.
Your Honor,
What's the point?
can we scroll back down to, can we scroll up there to Lord Fowler's check? That is a travel check.
This has nothing to do with you. So,
No, the check directly doesn't, how can I explain? I'm trying to make you understand from my point, like when I got travel to go on trips, for doing business for the tribe, I'm being accused that they are wrong. But a tribal member gets a check for travel from the same EDC account, but they're not wrong. I'm just trying to show that, that there is a selective, it's selective. The same if you go back up, car loans for tribal members from, is that, yeah. Yep, is also from the EDC, And it shows that I didn't have control over where those checks came from. You know, that's a point that I'm trying to make here. And these show that.
No, they don't.
Well, it says
You have voided
EDC.
checks.
Those are
Okay,
those are where my travel checks came from too. I'm
Okay.
seeing that same thing. St.
Okay,
Croix
Attorney
Turtle
Adams.
Lake EDC check.
Attorney Adams, go to the first check that you showed me. Go to the second check. The third check. The fourth check. Fifth check. The sixth check. The seventh check.
That's well, this is, yeah, I'm sorry. So those were, I guess I didn't notice the exhibit numbers. So for G, the checks in G are the ones that are issued to Ms. Gobanese, and then the checks in exhibit H, which is marked here, are the ones that I believe were made to Lloyd Fowler.
Let's go back to, I just want to deal with G one at a time.
Okay. Yep, so G is this email, Your Honor, and then these two checks to Ms. Gobanese.
All right, let's focus in on this, Ms. Bugg.
Yep.
Tell me why I should accept these documents as evidence.
Well, okay, Your Honor, thank you. Because these checks are done from the same account, you know, for all of, you know, every one of these persons here are related to someone on council now. So when they were putting all of this stuff together,
Okay, hold
you
on.
know, if
Stop right there.
one thing
Stop right
is illegal,
Ms. Bugg,
then everything should
Ms.
be
Bugg,
illegal.
Stop right there.
Yes.
Please.
Yes,
You're trying to convince me something and I have a question. Is it okay if I ask you a question?
yes, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
Okay, what's the name on that check?
That name is Miss Gobanese.
And what is that?
Miss Gobanese is the mother of a tribal council member.
Okay, what does it say the purpose of that check is?
It says youth powwow.
So you implying to me right now that this document, because it was done in this manner, that that youth powwow didn't occur?
I can't say whether it did or not. I never was invited to attend anything, and I was a council member. I should have known, but I didn't know. And that's one of my points. You know, I just have one comment.
What do you want me to do with this document?
Well, I want it accepted to my record.
Okay, and I'm not going to, because it's not about you, and some of the stuff that you're putting on there is about something that occurred before even the tribe even has made any accusations against you. So no, I'm not going to accept this. So Exhibit G is rejected.
This is Exhibit H, Your Honor.
And what is Exhibit H?
And I was just trying to do the same thing, that it's from the St. Croix Turtle Lake EDC account, and I don't, and car loans or whatever happened here is not a is one of the things that, you know, that the way that money is supposed to be used at the casino then. And again, it was in 2015. You know, I didn't know that that was happening. you know, so, but again, I just wanted to show that, I wasn't aware, you know, that, that like travel and purchasing vehicles and stuff like that shouldn't be allowed because of what the NOV says.
Your Honor, I'm going to object again based on it not being relevant to the case.
Is this exhibit just one check?
Yes. Your Honor, the witness hasn't laid a foundation as to how this document is relevant to the case.
If I'm listening to what Ms. Bugg is saying, is she's saying that she didn't have this information available to her when she was on the council. And I'm sitting there, I'm looking at this check that is dated 5/27/15, and the witness, or Ms. Bugg, wasn't on the council, so I don't know how or why she would even have that information. So in that light, I'm going to sustain the objection because it's not relevant. It doesn't talk about anything about if she was on the council, should she have known? And if she was on the council, she would need to explain to me why she should know that information. We're talking about the St. Croix tribe. St. Croix tribe has lots of businesses. They have a significant amount of members, and they have a fair amount of things that they do. I don't know that any one person on the council is going to know all that stuff. So I'm sustaining the objection. Exhibit H is rejected. And if I'm looking at exhibit
This is I, Your Honor.
Exhibit I, I'm looking at the same thing. The problem I'm having again, unless Ms. Bugg, you have something specific you want to, how this ties into you. Again, I'm looking at a time that you weren't on the council. Why would you know this information?
Well, the reason I have it is because it shows that, you know, travel, and it came from the EDC, and travel is something that, you know, they're trying to say that is not allowable through that, for the casino be doing that. That is why I submitted it, because it just shows that I,
Okay, so
you know,
I have
in
a
the
question.
beginning of my,
I have a question for you, Ms. Bugg.
yes.
How do you know Mr. Fowler to not go to University of South Dakota and have a discussion about gaming?
I don't know that, Your Honor.
Right. So for that reason, I'm not going to accept this document either. For the same reason as it's not relevant to your case, and you don't have any backup information about why this happened, so it's not relevant. It's not relevant.
Okay.
That was Exhibit I.
That was I, Your Honor.
Okay, we're on J.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Bugg, this falls
Tribe's
in a
gonna
different
object
category.
based on, oh, I'm sorry.
We're at a different time now. Not really though, but the facts are still the same. Again, we're talking about a check that was generated in November of 2017. Were you on the council then?
Yes. I was seated.
Objection, Your Honor. Ms. Bugg served from June of 2015 to July
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
2017. Actually, Your Honor, I would object even based on whether Ms. Bugg is on the council or not. This document, how is this relevant to her case?
One point at a time, Attorney Adams.
I'm sorry, I need to correct myself. I was not on the council when this check took place.
Okay, so for the reason that I'm rejecting H and I, I'm rejecting J because you weren't on the council, and so it's like, how does that tie to you? And it doesn't. So therefore, I'm rejecting on J.
Thank you.
Okay, where are we now?
Exhibit K.
Okay, let's hold for a second. It's 10:30. Let's take a 15-minute break for lunch.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Break. All right. Okay, we're going to recess for 15 minutes.
Okay. 10:45, Your Honor.
Yes. All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Carmen, are you back? Carmen, you're muted.
Yeah, I am here.
Okay. I thought I saw Ashley's present,
Yes, I'm here.
and Leah's present also.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Okay, we had been on a brief recess. We're going back on the record. Where we are at right now is Carmen has put some documents before the court for consideration. Some of the documents the court has accepted, some of the documents the court has rejected. The last document that Carmen had put before the court was Exhibit J. The court has rejected that. We are now on to the next document. Attorney Adams, would you please put up Ms. Bugg's witness or exhibit list?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Bugg, this is where we're at right now.
Yep, again, Your Honor, I would just say that, it just shows how the casino does things at times, and then maybe at other times they don't do things. And that's merely why I introduced this. I was just, newly seated back then, so that's the way that they do things, but not all the time.
Okay, again, we're back in the other documents. This document is dated May 7, 2015. You were not on the council. And so the court's going to reject this document also. Okay, so now we're on to Exhibit L.
Yes, Your Honor.
What is this document, Ms. Bugg?
It just, at that time, 9/28/2016, I was seated. And it's just to check to, now a now seated council member. And again, I wasn't aware what was happening at the casino. I was seated, if in past testimony, they're always saying that I should know what was going on. I should know this and that, but you know what? As a council member, I didn't know every part of every department. So I just wanted to use this to show that I did not know every part. This is why we have supervisors in place and department heads in place, and it also shows that I didn't have control over it.
Your Honor, I'm going to object again based on relevancy. I'm also going to object that the tribe has never made an argument in this lawsuit that while Ms. Bugg was on council, she was supposed to know everything that happened related to the tribe and the casino. The basis of this lawsuit, Your Honor, is that Ms. Bugg should have been fully informed about her own behavior. And at any point, Your Honor, Ms. Bugg could have made different choices related to the acceptance of checks that were cut by either the tribal government or the casino. So, Your Honor, I'm gonna again object to this check based on how is this relevant to Ms. Bugg's case.
Ms. Bugg, do you have an explanation?
Well, yes, because I was a seated council member at that time. And in the beginning, they're saying that I had these choices or whatever, but I didn't personally go down and do anything. I didn't direct anybody. This further shows that I did not have any approval capacity or whatever at the casino for when, how, or when checks were distributed.
Okay, Ms. Bugg. This particular check, again, we don't know what this check was for. I don't know why Miss Susan Lowe had a check for $200 written off to her on September 28th of 2016, and the court does recognize that you were on the council. And the court's going to take judicial notice of this fact, that you didn't have let me phrase this correctly. You did not have signature authority. However, you did have authority to make decisions about how the policies of the council of the tribe at the time, because you were on the council. You didn't have exclusive authority, but you did have authority to make decisions. So does that cover your other checks that you have before the court?
Let's see.
This is part of Exhibit L, Your Honor.
Okay.
Okay. And this check here is also, Susan Lowe was a council member seated at that time. I was not, Your Honor. But it comes from the same account, once again, St. Croix Turtle Lake Casino EDC Board. And, in there, they're saying that, I've heard this from the people who are trying to prosecute me here, that travel is not, something that should be done under those three rules. And, Susan Lowe, being a council member at that time, was allowed to have travel out of the same account. And so it's not wrong for her, but it's wrong for me.
Again, Your Honor, I'm going to object based on how is this relevant to Ms. Bugg's case?
It's relevant because she is the one who helped start a lot of this, and started the accusing and stuff like that, but she's doing the exact same behavior. So it is relevant to my case. She got to do travel as a council member. When I was a council member and I got travel, they're saying it's illegal.
So, Your Honor, I have
Is this the third check?
That's the second check.
Of this exhibit. She's got a number of checks in Exhibit L, Your Honor. But Your Honor, for this check 189069 and 189068, I have a rebuttal exhibit, Your Honor, if the court would be interested in seeing it.
Ms. Bugg, the court is having a hard time following your reasoning here. What you're saying is what you're being accused of is the same thing that she's doing, and I'm not tracking on that.
Well, yes, because
Stop, please. I'm talking now.
yes.
I thank you. All right. And you don't know why she went to Michigan or Oregon or wherever the travel is. And she's not the one who's on trial here right now. The point to me is this, is that we're talking about you, and right now you're saying, well, even if she is doing it illegally, and even if she's wrong, you're saying, well, you can't prosecute me because she did it wrong. The facts before the court are now, and the allegations before the court are now, and trust me, the court hasn't made a decision on this yet, that because she's not being prosecuted, I shouldn't be prosecuted. The court's not buying that argument. And the reason, and for that reason, we're not going to accept these documents because they don't lack, they're irrelevant. There's no relevance to this. And Attorney Adams, I don't want to say anything more about Ms. Lowe. So let's move on to the next one, please.
Do you want me to move on to the next Susan Lowe check or the next set of exhibits?
Next exhibit. I'm not able to pronounce that name. Miss Kobene, is she? Okay. I would need to practice that word. Okay, what are we here, Miss Bugg?
Well, again, it is the same thing that I have said before, it comes from the casino. I didn't, it was in my term, yes. But I wasn't aware of, of how you could do things, or how different, I want to say how different, when they gave money, who decided where it came from, that is, I did not have that power to do that. And, that's merely what I was trying to show with these checks.
How many checks are in this exhibit?
There are two, Your Honor. There's this one for $80 and then there's one for $2,000, Your Honor. And again, Your Honor, I'm going to object based on how is this relevant to Ms. Bugg's case? And there's no foundation.
Ms. Bugg, do you have a response to that?
That, like I said before, it was just, that I did not have no control over where the checks came from, or, and I just want it noted, it's from the same account.
Okay, and again, as I've been saying along here, is that
Okay.
it doesn't, I hear what you're saying, but I don't know how that's relevant to what you're trying to show the court. You seem to be wanting to say to the court that, as I said in the Susan Lowe documents, is that if this is wrong and I'm wrong, that you should be prosecuting me, and that's not how this works.
No.
And if so, then the relevance of it escapes me, and your explanation to why you think it's relevant escapes me. So because it's not relevant, I'm going to disallow Exhibit M on the grounds of relevance. So now we're at Exhibit N. And they're checks. What are these, Ms. Bugg?
Again, that's the same thing that you keep knocking down. So, I won't comment on it then.
And for the record, Your Honor, the tribe's going to object to the two checks that are in Exhibit N based on, what they're not relevant, and and Ms. Bugg hasn't laid a foundation for them.
So what check is this that's in front of us right now? That one of one of two, or is it two of two?
It's one of two. It's a check for $200 and then another check for $1,500.
Okay. I'm okay. Exhibit N is rejected without comment. What's Exhibit O? What is Exhibit O?
He's scrolling too fast. Again, with this one, I was just trying to show that, that I didn't have any control over it. It came from the same account. And I was seated at that time. It just shows that it's their practice down there.
Okay, the court has already commented on this avenue, and again, we're rejecting this particular exhibit. Let's move on to Exhibit P. What is this, Ms. Bugg?
That was just one of the programs that I was working on at that time. I am not sure why I added that.
Your Honor, the tribe has no objection to this tribal council resolution being introduced on the record.
Okay, so that's a resolution 16, 12, 5, 01. So that's a May 12, 2016 resolution, the first one of the day.
Your Honor, if you see in the certification, I believe that there was another Scrivener's error concerning the numerical naming of the resolution. I think this is a resolution from December 5th of 2016. And I believe, again, whoever like named this resolution, they got the day and the year like flipped, if that makes sense.
Sure. Okay, and what's the title of that resolution?
The title is Amendment to the Program Description and Eligibility Guidelines for the Tribal Elders Supplemental Support Program.
Okay. This is accepted without objection. Ms. Bugg. Ms. Bugg,
Yes,
that resolution, that's a very clear example of a public document. Okay, what's Exhibit Q?
Exhibit Q is a letter that I received in August of 2020. You know, I was disconnected from my work, and you know, this one here came even before we, even before I even had a chance to go to court. They were taking and you know, making sure that I didn't have employment, you know, and it was at a time when I was supposed to be trying to get counsel, legal counsel, and I wasn't able to do it. I think I may have submitted this because I was arguing, well, not arguing, but trying to get the court to convince the court that, you know, because everything in the code there, it says like the US Federal Code 25 CFR that, you know, our court follows that, and but we don't allow for any kind of relief for our tribal members when they have to go to a tribal court setting versus an outside court setting.
Your Honor, the tribe has no objection to this exhibit being introduced on the record, but I do object to the testimony that the witness just provided. There is nothing in this letter that says that she cannot be employed by the tribal government. What it says is that she is not eligible to hold a gaming license. It says nothing about her not being able to work for the tribal government as an employee. She could even work for the casinos as an employee, as a non-key gaming employee that is not required to hold a gaming license. So just so that the record is clear, this letter in no way prevents Miss Bugg from working for the tribe based on what occurred in the NOV.
I don't think I've ever worked in a like a gaming position anyway. But still, you know, they took me out before we even got to court, and it just shows that you know, how they want to make you know, just to make things horrible for you. I had tried to gain employment a few times, and I always got a really bad report back from the tribe. And I thought it was unfair because, you know, it was an outside employment. So to give me a horrible reference as, so to speak. It was just unfair.
And Your Honor,
Hold on. Okay. Ms. Bugg, you're producing a document. I don't put it necessarily in a category of a public document, but it is a business document. And basically it says that you can no longer have a gaming license as far as St. Croix is concerned. That's all I'm seeing in this document. I'm not seeing anything that says that you can't work or whatever. These other things you're putting on the table require further evidence, but for this document, for what it's worth, is being accepted without objection. Let's move on. And what's the purpose of this document, Ms. Bugg?
This was just to show, you know, how we had tried to put things together for Christmas. I realize that there are some children on here from the Round Lake community, but I do not believe it's the whole list. When I left office, all of those records were there, and somebody should have had them. So that's why I wanted to include this. This is for 2 communities, and I think that at the time that I can't be sure, but this was just to show that you know, a Christmas party actually did happen, and those funds were for the Christmas party. So I don't feel that I should be charged for this, because it actually went to the party. But that I noticed that's one of the things that they're saying in the NOV, that that I what word am I looking for, that I took that money, and I did, and it actually went for a Christmas party.
and Your Honor, I believe that this exhibit was introduced as I believe it was Exhibit 37A. We brought this list up because it was part of, or I'm sorry, not 37. We discussed it as part of 38, and I believe that the court already admitted that exhibit onto the record. I think the tribe actually asked to admit that exhibit onto the record. So we don't object. There's no objection, Your Honor, to Miss Bugg's Exhibit R.
Basically, it's the same as Exhibit 37 or 38A.
38A, Your Honor.
There was a check that was attached to this. Did I see that? What is that?
So, Your Honor, if you remember, this is check number 182445 and the same amount of $6,750. And in Miss Bugg's Exhibit R and also Tribe's Exhibit 38A, there's a check number that's written for 182446, which would have been the check behind that. And so, Your Honor, we have no objection. This list that, or this exhibit does indicate a number of children from the Round Lake community. I believe the number is at 113 that were identified as receiving gifts. We have no objection, Your Honor, to this list being admitted onto the record.
Right, it's admitted. Also noted that it's the same exhibit as Exhibit 38A from the tribe.
Yes.
Okay, what's Exhibit S?
Those just, again, were just to show that we really did have Christmas parties for the kids, and pertaining to those checks. And I believe that they were not community Christmas parties. They were one big party where all the communities traveled up to the tribal center. I believe that's what they are.
What year is this?
Oh gosh, it's not listed. I don't know. It has to be the last year. the last year I was seated, I believe.
Your Honor,
But
Your Honor, the tribe is perfectly fine with the court taking judicial notice that December 17th fell on a Sunday in the year of 2017.
Thank you.
And in 2015, the 17th fell on a Thursday, and in 2016, it fell on a Saturday.
Are you objecting to this being entered as
No,
evidence?
no objections, Your Honor. No objections.
This document is accepted as evidence without objection.
And that pertains to the same thing. Just evidence to show that there really was a Christmas party held, Your Honor. That was my intention with it.
No objections, Your Honor.
Exhibit T is accepted without objection. What is Exhibit U?
I cannot be sure that I even received reimbursements back for this. I know that when, again, when you help tribal members, you have the, ability to submit a letter to council and ask for reimbursement. I believe I did. I'm not sure if I did, but that it was not specifically, to name anybody's name. It was just more or less to show that this is how I actually, I actually help people. And, some people agreed if they wanted a loan, a person, like I did it out of my pocket. And then they would just, if they were able to ask the tribe to submit it back, but it's just showing that, my intention was to help our tribal members, so, it is what it is, I guess. I mean, my focus was to help tribal members.
Attorney Adams, do you have a comment?
Your Honor, I mean, if Miss Bugg is introducing this as some type of character evidence, there's no objection. But if she's trying to introduce it to prove, some type of point outside of character, then we would object based on relevancy and foundation.
I think I was just trying to, I'm glad you said that word because, when you're in a hot seat, you don't think of these things. And yes, it was like just my character. I tried to help. I tried to help our members. That's why I didn't say names or anything.
Okay. So along the lines as you guys have discussed, Exhibit U is accepted as character evidence. Okay. Give me a second. Okay, we're at Exhibit V.
Yes.
Okay, what do we got?
Again, this would likely, I'm trying to read what I wrote back then. I don't remember exactly what I wrote. This was a thank you card. Yep. This was a thank you card from the family again. This should be a character, like a character type thing. Benjamin was a NIGC person, so I didn't have any qualms about who I helped, just that I helped for the better of, the better of tribal members. I think I may have wanted to, there were 5, 6 family members and each received $600 apiece to help them in their at their loss or whatever. And it's just a character thing. I helped everybody or anybody that I could.
Mr. Adams?
No objections, Your Honor.
Okay. This is accepted as evidence without objection. Do you have anything else?
That was it, Your Honor, in terms of the exhibits that we received from Ms. Bugg.
Ms. Bugg, do you have anything else?
No, I don't.
Are you resting your case?
Okay, what happens next? I mean, if I rest my case, then what's the next step?
The next step would be Mr. Adams would be given an opportunity to file any rebuttal information that he wanted with the court. It would have to be along the lines of the stuff that you have presented to the court. After he's finished with his rebuttal, if he does that, you would have an opportunity to respond to what he talks about. And then at that particular point in time, I'll give you guys the opportunity to do a closing argument.
Okay, could we just have a 3-minute break, Your Honor? I need to use the restroom.
Okay,
I have no objection to that, resting.
Okay, so you're resting right now.
Yeah,
Okay, so it's 11:18. I'll come back at 25 after.
thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
How come I got shut off?
Estella, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Judge.
Okay, I just want to know. You heard from your sister?
Kate?
Yeah.
Nope, I haven't heard from her yet.
Okay. So Andrew was saying that they only got rain in the cities. Did you guys get snow?
We got just a small dusting.
We got about an inch of snow, and it's snowing off and on now, but it's not significant snow.
Yeah, ours is just fluffy.
Yeah. My son tells me I can go out and make snowballs if I wanted to, but right now I'm kind of otherwise.
It's supposed to be
something to
warm
do.
for the next couple of days though, 37 today and 43 tomorrow.
Oh, got it. Whatever. If we get that, it's just going to be gone.
Yeah, it'll be gone.
But it is the first day of winter.
Yeah, the longest day of the year.
Longest dark day of the year.
Longest dark day of the year. Yeah, longest dark day of the year.
This is the time of the year I start looking for Orion. I start studying Orion's belt, Orion and the Seven Sisters.
Oh yeah, you're really into astronomy, huh?
It's just, I didn't get a license until I was 23. So I walked a lot, and then you walked a lot at night. So you look at stars, you know.
Sure.
It's just a lot of cool stuff out there.
I know I've been telling Kate that I wanted to get my son a telescope.
Get him a good pair of binoculars. If you're going to get him a telescope, get a cheap one.
Cheap one?
Yeah, let him learn how to use it first. After he learns how to use it, then you upgrade. But otherwise, you can get a really nice telescope and not learn how to use it. And they can be very, very frustrating. because you can't line it up just right. I remember a friend of mine, he got a telescope and we couldn't find it. It was a full moon, a full moon, and like it was just rising, and we couldn't find it in the telescope. That's how hard it was to find. And it was just frustrating. It's like you couldn't find it. Although they do have telescopes now that you can punch in a coordinate and they'll take you to that coordinate. So it's a little bit easier that way these days.
Oh, so it's digital.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of takes the fun out of it.
Yeah. But when you find you look on you know what Orion's belt is?
Yep.
And then you look on the side, there's those 3 stars that go down.
Yep.
And that middle star is actually it's actually a constellation. Not a what's the word I want? It's not constellation. It's a galaxy.
Oh, wow.
So when you put your telescope on that, or your binoculars for that matter, you'll see the shape of a galaxy there. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
And you know what the 7 sisters are? That's right in front of the Orion. There's a cluster of stars that I originally was introduced to them as 7 sisters. But if you can put a pair of binoculars on those, man, that's like there's depth to it,
Uh-huh.
It's pretty cool.
That's interesting.
Your Honor, I am going to get out of here and I'm going to come right back. I'm trying to stop a thing here. I'm coming right back.
All right, we're waiting. Stella, we have 2 hearings tomorrow?
We have the, at 10 o'clock, we have the garnishment.
Please. We have one at 10 o'clock?
We have garnishment hearings.
Okay. All right, okay.
And then, let me double check. And then we have the dog case.
That's at 11?
Yes.
Okay.
Or did we?
A child welfare matter at 11.
Okay, no, we don't have the dog case. That's the 4th.
Okay.
We have the emergency sink case.
Okay. Thank you.
Tomorrow we have an emergency sink case?
Yep,
All right. What time is that?
at 11.
All right. All right, okay. Attorney Adams, are you back?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, where we are at right now, we're back on the record. We took a short pause. And at this particular point in time, the case still belongs to Miss Bugg. So Miss Bugg, where are you at with your case?
I don't know how to shut that. Okay. I'm just right here.
Do you have more evidence you want to present to the court? Or are you resting?
No, I don't have anything. I only have what the attorney had taken and had added.
Okay. So you're resting your case?
Well, is this like, okay, yes, because I don't really, I don't know the way things work in court, and I do get to have something to say. You said a closing argument at the end. Does that mean this is the end of this stuff?
We're getting to the end of the hearing, yes.
Okay, thank you.
You will have an opportunity to make a closing statement. Um, Depending on what Attorney Adams does, will determine whether you'll have an opportunity to present any further evidence. So you understand that?
Okay.
So do you still want to
Okay.
rest?
Yes, I would like to rest.
Okay. Attorney Adams, do you have any rebuttal witnesses or testimony?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so that ends the case. Do we want to do a closing argument now, or do we want to wait, take a break?
Yeah, Your Honor, I need to pick up another kid from a tutor appointment, and I need to leave my house by 12 noon. So, I mean, we could either start now or we could reconvene at 1 p.m.
Ms. Bugg, what would you prefer?
I would prefer for us just keep going, please. My grandchildren have some appointments this afternoon, and if I'm able to get them there, I would really appreciate that. My granddaughter has had a tooth emergency going on here, so it's been very difficult for me.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm prepared to move forward right away with a closing statement, Your Honor.
What time do you need to be out?
I need to leave my house at 12 p.m. So we've got 30 minutes, and my closing statement shouldn't take much more than about 10 minutes, Your Honor.
Okay, what we're going to do is about 5 minutes to 12. If we're not completed, we're going to break until 1.
Okay.
We'll break until you guys get back. So we'll go from there.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Attorney Adams, you will give me your closing statement. After Attorney Adams gives his closing statement, Ms. Bugg, you will give your closing statement. Attorney Adams will have an opportunity to rebut your closing statement, then we'll go from there. Okay, Attorney Adams.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, the St. Croix Chippewa Indians of Wisconsin takes election to any office that is a part of the tribal government as a call to service, Your Honor. That when tribal members are elected to tribal office, it should be taken as an opportunity to serve tribal members, to serve the tribal government, and to work towards happy, safe, and healthy tribal communities for the St. Croix Chippewa Indians of Wisconsin. Your Honor, election to office at the St. Croix Chippewa Indians of Wisconsin should not be looked upon as an opportunity to unjustly profit or enrich that individual self due to the fact that they've been elected to office, Your Honor. And Your Honor, I will totally, I know that not all tribal members may come from the same beliefs. You may have tribal members that do not believe in say traditional ceremonial practices. You may have some that believe in that world and don't believe in Catholicism or the Islam faith or whatever you want to have it, Your Honor. But and I'm not trying to make any assumptions, Your Honor. I'm not trying to say that anyone should have a particular worldview. But Your Honor, I would be surprised if any St. Croix tribal members would disagree with me that they are Anishinaabe, Your Honor. I don't profess to be Anishinaabe. I don't profess to be an expert in Anishinaabe language or culture or life ways. But Your Honor, I do believe, I grew up in the Great Lakes, and I do believe that one common theme amongst Three Fires or Anishinaabe people are the 7 grandfather teachings, Your Honor, which at their core are contained in wisdom, love, respect, bravery, honesty, humility, and truth. And Your Honor, I will be the first one to profess that it can be a challenge for Indigenous people in this day and age to walk through life embracing those core concepts. I am a citizen of the Muskogee Nation of Oklahoma. I am a member of the Tallahassee Wagogai ceremonial grounds, and Muskogee people have similar teachings in their spirituality, their language, their cosmology, Your Honor, in terms of an outlook on life. And I will be the first one, Your Honor, to argue to the court that as human beings, we all have our deficiencies, Your Honor, that every day can be both a challenge, but it can also be a blessing. And we all make decisions, Your Honor. We all individually make decisions. As adults, we have agency over the decisions that we make on a minute-to-minute by basis, an hour-to-hour by basis, and a day-to-day basis, Your Honor. And again, I will fully stipulate to the court that it can be a challenge. It can be a challenge to walk through life with integrity and morality and character. And whether that's based on a Bible, or it's based on the Quran, or the Talmud, or those 7 grandfather teachings, Your Honor, but it can also be, in the same way that it can be a challenge, it can be a blessing, Your Honor. There is a lot that can be gleaned from using those instructions as a guidepost. And that is why, Your Honor, in this particular case, it is difficult to at times reconcile Ms. Bugg's explanations and rationale as to what happened when she was on council in terms of receiving a substantial salary, north of $100,000 on an annual basis, Your Honor, on top of large amounts of flat checks with no proof or justification that those funds were spent on a discernible business expense to benefit the tribe, Your Honor. During the time that Ms. Bugg was elected to council, the unemployment and poverty rate amongst Indians in northern Wisconsin was extremely high, and it continues to be extremely high. Your Honor, there are St. Croix tribal members, youth, elders, who don't know where their next meal is going to come from. But again, you've got council members at that time that Ms. Bugg was in office, making a lot of money and taking unauthorized and illegal bonuses in excess of travel that went against tribal law. Your Honor, I will argue right now that I take the standpoint and make the legal argument that 3 tribal council members at St. Croix, they cannot agree to violate tribal law. And let me state that again, Your Honor, just to be extremely clear. When the tribe enacts a statute, such as the gaming ordinance, there is nothing in the tribe's constitution that grants 3 council members the ability to revise that statute on an ad hoc basis to benefit themselves. And that's exactly what was occurring, Your Honor. And then to bring the point home to this particular case, Your Honor, ignorance of the law is not an affirmative defense. I respectfully argue to this court that Ms. Bugg, once she was elected to office, she had an explicit duty and responsibility to safeguard the finances of the tribe, Your Honor. And she had an obligation to either know the rules surrounding the use of the tribe's casino revenue, or she had a duty to reach out to employees and contracted consultants that could help her understand the rules surrounding that revenue. Through the presentation of evidence, Your Honor, the tribe has established each of the elements of the 11 counts that we've presented in the tribe's complaint. The defendant received and cashed checks directly from the tribe's casino while she was a sitting tribal member in violation of tribal law, Your Honor. Again, Your Honor, Ms. Bugg has not provided any discernible justification for those expenses. And at the end of the day, Your Honor, the accusation that everybody else was doing it and that absolves me of any type of guilt is not a justifiable reason, Your Honor. At the end of the day, Ms. Bugg, as an adult that had agency, could have refused any of those checks at any point. And especially, Your Honor, through the rebuttal evidence that the tribe has shown, that $15,000 check that Ms. Bugg calls a severance was not a severance payment, Your Honor. That check was cut 3 days before the election. No one knew that Ms. Bugg was going to lose her seat. It did not comply with the resolution that authorized a maximum $12,000 amount. And we have also shown evidentiary documents, Your Honor, that show that Ms. Bugg was back on the payroll at the end of July of 2017. We also have testimony on the record that Ms. Bugg was informed of that resolution when she voted on it in 2015. So, Your Honor, the evidence shows that Ms. Bugg had a duty to the tribe to correct whoever the anonymous mystery person who told her that it was a bonus. She had a duty to correct that person and say, no, this is not a bonus because it doesn't follow tribal law. It didn't follow the resolution. So with that, Your Honor, our formal request for relief is that the court find the defendant liable for 3 counts of violating the tribe's gaming ordinance, 2 counts of Wisconsin civil theft statute, 2 counts of misapplication of funds, 1 count of misapplication of funds, 3 counts of violation of office, and to issue a declaratory judgment that because of this, the defendant is not eligible to run as a candidate in future tribal elections. The tribe also requests that you issue an order requiring the defendant to pay $85,838.57 to the defendant in damages, the sum of the illegal travel, the project, and miscellaneous disbursements she received. The tribe is not requesting the reimbursements of the payments that she received from the tribe's interstate department, as these occurred through the proper channels, Your Honor. And the tribe requests that you order the defendant to pay the tribe's attorney fees in this litigation of this matter. So in sum, Your Honor, the travel that we're asking for that be reimbursed is $60,588.57. The project disbursements are $18,500, and those included the hurdle and siren projects and the project allocation. And Your Honor, the miscellaneous disbursement is the Christmas disbursement, which was $6,750. Your Honor, the tribe doesn't dispute through the testimony that was provided by Ms. Bugg that a community party or a Christmas party happened for Round Lake, and we leave it to your discretion concerning that payment in particular. But Your Honor, for the travel and the project expenses, we directly ask you to rule against the plaintiff. I'm sorry, the defendant, Your Honor. And we also order that you order the defendant to pay the tribe's attorney's fees in this matter. And with that, Your Honor, the tribe rests its case against the defendant.
I do have a couple of questions to you. This is a little unusual. Where does the severance pay fit into your equation there?
The severance was the project allocation, Your Honor. That is check 185708.
Okay, that was for 15,000, right?
Yes.
Now, there was a bonus. Where's that?
The bonus, I believe, Your Honor, I believe Miss Bugg testified that that this this $3,500 check, and the check number is 185507, was a bonus for the completion of the hurdle and siren projects, Your Honor.
So is that out of the project also then?
I'm sorry, what was that, Your Honor?
So both those are the bonus and the severance check came out of the project disbursement?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor. The hurdle and siren projects was the 3,500, and then so Miss Bugg testified that was a bonus, and then but it was labeled as a hurdle siren projects, and then for check 185708, she testified that was a severance payment, but on the check it is coded as a project allocation.
All right, I just wanted to make sure I got that right. Is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Okay, Ms. Bugg, it's time to make your closing arguments. Tell me what
Okay.
you want me to do as a court and why you
Yeah,
want me to do it.
Okay. To answer back for Andrew, I really do take offense to him giving his opinion on people's the way that they believe. He doesn't know me. He shouldn't assume things. It's fine for him, what he believes, but I don't think that should be introduced here into this case because he does not know me. It's an assumption. Many of the things that happened here, this being one here, for example, the hurdle siren projects, I had no control over the way that the staff at Turtle Lake coded anything. I wasn't able to go down to that office. I wasn't able to say that this is how it should be, or for whatever reason they put on there. I did not request them. I do not have a signature on a good many of these things that we are seeing. I think that when I have knowledge of something, I would have a signature on there. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking here, so I'm losing my train of thought. And with the severance check, yes, we agreed on I see that there is an amount on there, but once again, I am not the person who did it. I can't explain to you why that severance check was more than what the severance was. Who knows? That general manager or whoever did the check might have been feeling generous, but in no way was I able to say, yes, Carmen Bugg said you were to do this. That seemed to happen a lot. There are checks that have came from interstate, and I don't really see a relevance to those because those are not in the NOV. I thought we were talking about the NOV here, but they are able to be introduced. I don't think that they should have, but they have been. And I think you see with the train of the way that all those checks happen that it was probably practice, that something that they have did for years to give travel to, council members. And as the check that that was debited or was put into my account, that I really don't remember, I didn't sign it. That to me, that tells that was a practice that the tribe did. I can't be responsible for every area of practice of what the tribe does. I believe the tribe has some responsibility in this because, they are the ones who cut those checks. And if it wasn't right, it should have been their first call to say, no, it wasn't right, but they did not do that either. You're asking me to remember this, from 5 years ago. And I can't, I can't remember everything from 5 years ago. So yes, it was a surprise to me when this came up, and I had no intention of trying to bilk anybody, as Andrew says, out of anything. I was simply doing my job. There were many areas that you try to look at. Most of the time it was from my community because I seen how things could be unfair to some and unfair to others. So when I was in council, I had actually made a list where they had to go through a list, to ensure that everybody could get help. That's the way I did it. And yes, it does make people upset and make them mad because they want what they want when they want it. But that does tell a little bit about my character. I was not unfair to people, and I tried to help everybody. I don't believe that there really has been, it's not me that has to prove, that I intentionally did this. I didn't intentionally do this. I only have the words of Andrew always saying that I intentionally did it, but I didn't. Many things I didn't know about from the beginning. Again, it's common practice with the casino. It has been common practice for over 20 years. I don't know how, as one council member, I could change anything. You need to have a lot of, all the council members have to be on the same page. So that is, I guess that's, at this point, that's all I can, that I can say.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to end the trial at that point.
Are we able to, you're ending it right now, Your Honor?
Yeah, the trial's over. Right now,
Okay.
I'm just debating when I can give you guys an oral decision. And so, are you available tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock?
I am not. I will not be able to, today is Monday. I would not be available to Friday because my, we're going to get things looked at for my granddaughter, and it's possible
Not gonna
that she
do a
might
hearing
have
on
to go to
Christmas
sleep.
Day.
Pardon?
I'm not going to do a hearing on Christmas Day. Are you available tomorrow afternoon?
No, I will be in Hudson. And I will not miss this dental thing with my granddaughter a second time, so.
Monday the 28th,
I am available Wednesday afternoon, Your Honor.
Wednesday afternoon?
Yeah.
Mr. Adams?
Wednesday, this Wednesday?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor. I am open all afternoon.
It won't take long.
Okay.
1 o'clock?
1 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm adjourning this hearing until 1 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon. Attorney Adams, if you could send out invites to everybody, the parties to be available at that time, I'll be issuing the verdict, my verdict in this particular matter.
Yes, Your Honor. I can circulate a calendar invite.
All right, appreciate that. Okay. All right, thank you, guys.